Every Friday. This is Jason. You already know that. Why do people do that? You know, I'd be really better at YouTube and Instagram if I could just be like, hey guys, what's happening? Smash the subscribe button today for blah, 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 blah. I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it. What does that mean? Does that mean that like I'm too good for that, or I think I'm too good for that? Or does it mean that I'm actually too good for it? Anyway, look, I'm at beautiful, beautiful Dockside Studios. That's our studio in there, in that, like, barn thing. This is our amazing area. We live here. And I've been so busy making the record. This is like my 14th or 15th record, I think. And this is my second one at Dockside. It's amazing here. And we get to live here and record the record. So I thought I would make a free Friday telling you guys about recording. So check this out, like, just like I was talking to you about a minute ago. I try not to, like, put on airs, okay, like but it's really hard when we hit the record button, even if it's just on our phone, even if it's just to see what it is that we sound like, we automatically get nervous. Even if we know that we can delete it and record it 102,000 times, there's something about that little red light recording that makes us shy or nervous or tentative, or we think we're going to mess up. It's like we wish we could just record when we didn't know we were recording, but then how do you make a free Friday not knowing you're recording? Anyway, it's stressful, and it's also fun, and it's also exciting, and it's really cool. Check out, there's a gato underneath the van. Say hi, Mavis. Yeah, it's hard. So here I am in the studio. I'll give you a little tour, okay? So we come in there. I think Brent's recording right now. Oh no, he's not in there. Okay. We got a pedal board there. The big pedal board there. The big one there. Harmonicas there. Headphone mix there. I played chromatic on this recording. And then I got my 2 amps, a Blonde Twin, and Carmelita, the harp gear. And there's a little smaller amp back there. Here's the rest of the studio. There's the drums. There's Bill and his 4 basses. Brent's guitars. Brent's pedal board. Bill's pedal board. ISO booth. Here's everybody.
There's not even a bottle of liquor in my house. I don't drink it all, ever.
There we go.
No, it's not. And now we're back from outer space. Just walked
Then he
in.
hijacked my video, so I just started over again.
I was there with the cat, man.
He was trying to help, and he ruined everything. Kate.
Minding my business.
That's Kate
job.
singing right there. I was telling him about recording, and I was saying that even when I'm at home and I push the red button on a phone just to record something, even if I know that I have an infinite number of takes that I can do, I still play differently the minute the button comes on.
Absolutely.
I could do 100,000 if I wanted to. It might as well not even be on.
As soon as you know it's going to be recorded forever, it changes everything.
How do you cope with it? Exactly. Dude, I appreciate this, by the way.
No, usually it's just a matter of trying to take a breath and think about serving the song. Don't get too wrapped up in yourself. Serve the song.
Big time. Big time. Beautiful. Kate, how do you deal with it?
I gotta walk sometimes.
You gotta what?
Walk.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
gotta walk away.
That's good. That's good. Sometimes you gotta remove yourself from the situation as much as you don't want to. Like, all you want to do is another take and another take and another take, and the best thing you can do is just get up and stop. And just go. Come back later. You'll save time. Benny, how do you deal with the situation?
Caffeine.
Caffeine. Still dependent on drugs. And there's Tony, who dealt out the situation. That's what it is. It's Thursday, and Free Friday's doing like 5 hours. All right, guys. So you guys always tell me, Jay, if you're sick, don't worry if you miss a Free Friday. I always told you I'll never miss one. This is the closest I've come in a while to missing one. There's been a couple of times where I was loading out on Thursday night at a club at 1 in the morning and recorded like a 5-minute Free Friday. But today, boy, I am tired after a week of this. It's been so much fun, and I really like it, but sometimes it's like, man, okay, that solo was technically good, but it lacked excitement. Okay, that solo had tons of excitement, but it wasn't very technically good. And like Brent's talked about, serving the song. Here's what I've noticed over the years, right? First of all, hopefully you're always getting better technically. Hopefully you are, okay? What's that, Mavis? I know, girl. Sometimes we're not getting better technically, are we? Hopefully you're always getting better technically. But here's the thing. No matter how good you get technically, you're going to be better in a year or two. So that solo, if it doesn't mean anything, if it's not making the song better, if it doesn't feel right, even if it's brilliant, 2 years from then you're going to be like, oh, I could do it better now. Or somebody else could do it better. There's always somebody better than you. I don't care who you are. You might think you're on top of the world right now, that you're the baddest cat that's ever been. And then, you know what, you'll get on Instagram and you'll see some kid from like Luxembourg crushing some fucking Shostakovich or something. Pardon my language. You know, but over the years, there are certain songs that I've recorded, even stuff that I recorded when I was like in my 20s, that I still love, that I still wouldn't do any different before I could overblow, before I could do single note tongue blocking or anything, because it was just how I was feeling, and how I was feeling was appropriate for what the song was doing. You get in there and you start thinking, oh, I want to play this way, or I wonder if so-and-so hears this, or you start thinking about the radio or the people listening to the radio. Man, I'll tell you, that makes that record button that much bigger. You can't do that, but we do. We do. It's beautiful out here. Just beautiful. Like Kate says, take a walk sometimes. Everything I'm telling you guys, like everything I always tell you guys, is stuff I need to listen to myself. You know, we can talk about arpeggios and scales and stuff like that, but what really matters is what's behind all of that, and how we practice and how we talk to ourselves, you know. And it's really hard. This studio is a place where, you know, there's this thing they do, right, where sometimes they'll take your vocal track or your harmonica track or your guitar track, and they'll cut all the music out so you can just hear you. We call that the humilitron. And there's times in here when, whether you're on the humilitron or not, where you certainly feel humbled. And sometimes you feel, you know, like not as good. And it's easy to get down on yourself. It's really easy to do that. And you got to reframe it. And the best way to reframe that is to just start listening. You know, that is the number one thing that we can do, is just listen to the music. When you get to the place where you can listen to everybody else while you're playing, and that's probably not every night, but when you can get there more often than not, everything goes really, really good. Really, really good. Just be a cat in the flowers. Yeah. What you say, Mavis? Staples? Harmonica cat? Look at that. Oh, you don't like that cat? Okay. It smells like moon cat, bad breath. I just had a shrimp po' boy. It was amazing. Love you, Bill.
Love you too, Jay.
What's your advice to people recording?
Get paid up front.
Ah, there you have it. Bottom line.
I got a real one, though.
What?
I got a real one.
Okay, I'm listening.
Keep it simple. Keep it in the pocket.
I love that. I love that. When I told Benny, the drummer yesterday, I said, you ever watch skateboarding? You watch the videos these guys put out? They put videos out of them doing insane stuff. And I said, sometimes it takes them 200, 300 times to get that one thing. Right? And I said, but then you watch the same skateboarder at the X Games, and they're in a situation where they have to land everything. So what do you watch that skateboarder, and it's like a much, much dumbed down version of what you saw in the video, so that they can consistently land, because they get points taken off for not landing on the skateboard. So what you got to be in the studio is what Bill said. You got to keep it simple. You got to play a little beneath your actual ability level in favor of making it rock, making it swing, making it sad, making it happy, making it angry, whatever the song calls for. That's what you got to do. And your practice time is like your video part, you know? It's good to be a cat, isn't it? Maybe in our next life we'll all come back as gatos. Wouldn't that be great? Anyway, guys, that's really the whole Free Friday. I don't really have anything else, you know. I appreciate the kind words from the last Free Friday about the little talk I gave at the end. That makes me feel good that you guys enjoy those little talks. I really enjoy giving them when they're inspired, when it's natural, not when I wouldn't want to ever force that. That would be really, really silly. But anyway, I do appreciate it. Thanks to Patreon. Shout out to Patreon. Shout out to Honer Harmonicas. I played chord, chromatic, diatonic, all of that this week on this recording. All Honers. And shout out to Harp Gear Amplifiers. And to Pedal Pad Pedal Boards and the Lone Wolf Blues Company for getting me the equipment to make this all work. Love you all. Take care.